It's interesting you've got that answer because mine's the complete opposite. Welcome back to another video where we decided we're going to sit down, have a wee chat in the office and yeah, just ask each other questions, get some answers and hopefully you enjoy.
Okay, well I guess first thing I was keen to chat about was something that's coming up relatively soon, which is this weekend, Tough Cookie's going down to compete in, well not compete, but raise money for Battle for Cancer. So what's, going into this weekend, what's been the difference in training as opposed to something like High Rocks where you're going in and you know what you've got to do and what time you've got, whereas here it's all about doing as many rounds as possible in the time that you've got. How does your preparation for that kind of thing change?
To be honest with you, nothing's changed. There's not been much preparation for it at all because it's broken down into the compete section and the challenge section, and we're doing the challenge section, which is like it's going and having fun, but more importantly raising money for cancer charities. So it is 10 stations, 5 minutes on each station with 4 minutes rest in between. And part of the challenge is, as a team of 4, you can cycle through it. So I mean, it's that 5-minute AMRAP on the assault bike. If I wanted to just do a minute, I could tag someone else in, they would do a minute, and we could just keep doing that for 5 whole minutes. So it can be really easy or really tough. So the preparation, there hasn't been any preparation for it. So it's been like, oh, let's just go do it. But what I like about it is the fact that the community has then come together again. So there's now 12 of us leaving, so 3 teams of 4, and everyone, it's like 3 individual teams. So it's not like me overseeing anything anymore. It's like other people have said, oh, let's put a team in. So they're doing their own kind of preparation.
Okay, yes.
With regards to raising money as well, which is also interesting because High Rocks was very stressful in the sense that I put a feeler out, I got loads of response from it, I started buying loads of tickets and then people were coming and going. So there was a massive financial commitment at my end and then trying to fill slots. But it worked out pretty well. And then the training was geared towards getting ready for High Rocks as best we could. Yeah. Whereas this is, it's interesting because like we're all sending a link about it, it's all about donations, it's all about raising money for charity, and we've internally started this competition where one team is against the other 2 teams for who's going to raise the most funds. And the winner gets their lunch paid for them afterwards. So I'm hoping it's us because I've got a massive appetite and I don't really want to pay for my own lunch and then someone else's. Yeah. But yeah, it's fun because again, it's just 12 of us leaving the gym, going doing something together, individually, but doing the same thing together and then getting to come home and then talk about it afterwards. For me, it's not a massive challenge, but what I like to see is the other members of the TCF brand wanting to do something, rather than me going like, come on, do it. So it's fun.
Yeah, driving it.
Yeah, and yeah, it'll be interesting. It's nice to see. So yeah, that is what's happening on Saturday. 12 of us going down. We chip away at 20,000 reps, made up over calories, meters, reps, but also the money raised for your charity, all subtracted from that total of 20,000. So yeah, be fun, be good.
Nice. And what do you think the next challenge is going to be? Where does it go from here?
Don't know, everyone's quite different. So there's some people doing running events closer to September. There's quite a few people still doing different High Rocks, different countries, so going international with it. So I think there's maybe, I don't know, I don't want to try and count because I could be here for ages. I don't know if it's a lot or a little, but there's maybe a handful of clients-ish going to where is it, Valencia, Copenhagen. So there, and then obviously we'll be coming back into Glasgow as well. So that'll be the next thing, but everyone has their own kind of unique challenges between now and then. Just trying to, find that next stepping stone. Because I feel like if people are just coming here and they're trying to get in shape, trying to get fitter, trying to get stronger, but they don't have these stepping stones, they could be doing that until the day they die. Do you know what I mean? It's like having that thing in front of you gives it a bit more of a sense of urgency. So yeah.
I think it's also a nice sense of community as well, because you're everyone's in the gym training on their own goals. It's nice to come together to get on something and compete and get to know the other people that are coming and going in the gym.
Definitely, yeah.
100%. And it's worth saying that I'm heading down to video on Saturday, so that will be the next video up after this one. Will be a kind of highlight of Saturday and what we get up to, so you can look forward to that when it comes.
Yeah. So my question to you is, what was your life like, sorry, before you like started this kind of health and fitness journey? Like, why was health and fitness not necessarily a massive part of your day-to-day life back then, but now it has become something like that?
Yeah, good question. Deep question. Why wasn't it? I guess before coming here, I'd never made the connection really in my mind between fitness and nutrition. So I was, the working out that I had done, I just got frustrated at because I never got results from it. So I just thought it was just something I wasn't good at and couldn't get anything from. So I just would give up with it. I'd run for a couple of weeks and then think, I'm not losing weight, I'm not getting thinner, so yeah, screw it. So it took coming here and having someone kind of break it down for me, and then as soon as that connection was made in my mind of, I need to be watching what I eat as well and taking in protein and watching how much fat and stuff I was having, then the results in the gym started coming up and it got more exciting, and I can actually be like, I can change the way I look and I can get stronger, I can get fitter. But before then, like, I knew eating healthy was important, but I hadn't made that connection, I think particularly on like protein for building muscles and stuff. So I just wasn't getting any stronger, I wasn't getting any fitter, because I was still eating the same way I'd always eaten, but just trying to exercise more and do more. So that was like the fundamental change in my understanding of it all over the last few years. So I wasn't particularly healthy before, and I didn't do a lot of physical stuff, although I was still relatively active, but nowhere near to the level I am now. And I think also it's a bit of a mental health thing as well for me. It's as much now a thing of being able to come to the gym for a couple of hours a week and just escape that and focus on something else and decompress, and it became an important ritual to kind of just clear my brain and get ready for the next thing. So I think it's as much a mental health exercise for me now as it is a physical one, because I find it just such a powerful tool to clear the mind, take a bit of aggression out.
It is that, and a lot of people don't understand that yet. They think, a lot of people think that they've gone too far one way, that they might believe it and they might understand it, but they have convinced themselves they've gone too far one way, so they don't embark on starting something like that. They might think like, oh, I'm mid-50s, I'm extremely overweight, never done anything like this before in my life, I'm too old, or I'm too overweight, or these kind of things. And yeah, I think like what you said there is so important and should resonate with everyone, is that regardless age, weight, shape, size, just try it and see how you feel. Like, try something simple that is some form of exercise that is suitable to you, and just see how you feel. Because then people do often realize like, oh, wait a minute, that made me feel amazing. So yeah, I think the worst thing is social media is like, some people might not even start their journey simply because they see certain things on Instagram and TikTok and they're like, do you know what I mean? I watched someone doing wall balls the other day with a barbell and bumper plates. So they were doing like a thruster, but actually throwing the barbell up against the wall and catching that. And it's just like, no wonder a lot of people don't go to the gym. Like, people think that that's what they have to do. No, right, so next question for you is...
I think as well, one thing that I've been reading a book by Mark Manson, and it's about hope, and one thing his kind of guiding principle: do something for the sake of doing it. Don't do it as a means to another end. So, and that just for me made so much sense, particularly going to the gym. Like, don't go to the gym to get fit, because you'll just get frustrated when you don't. Go to the gym because you enjoy going to the gym, and make it something you enjoy doing. And that's what I've done. That was the change for me. Is if you use things as a means to an end, you'll always be disappointed. So like, do something for the sake of doing it, and it being its own thing, and not the means to an end of something else, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like, I like going to the gym, and a byproduct of that might be that you do get fitter and stronger, and that's just an extra bonus unless you go in with the mindset of like, I'm going in to get fitter and stronger. I like that. That was quite powerful.
Reading that book like really clicked in my brain. So it's by Mark Manson. It's called Everything is Fucked, a book about hope, and it's really fascinating. So I'd recommend it. It's a good read.
Yeah, no, I like that. That makes perfect sense though. Makes perfect sense. Like a lot of clients would come into the gym, like just say like it's wedding season. I've got a lot of brides to be signing up, and my past experience with this is it's a rush to try and get in shape for the wedding. It's like, okay, right, I better get a gym membership, better get a coach, better get dialed in on this shit. And then it's like,
that's Daisy at the door.
Oh, there's Daisy.
Cut there?
Yeah, we'll cut. I don't know, I think I was saying about, yeah, brides to be. So this is an example, it's not anyone in particular, obviously. It's just kind of elaborating on what you said. Like a lot of people will be like, right, I've got this deadline. I want to get in shape for this deadline. So I'll get a gym membership, get a coach, get my sessions in. But it's all because they have this desired outcome of getting ready for their wedding. Which is great, that's fine. Like that kind of makes sense. But I mean, they'll not enjoy it because they'll get to the wedding super stressed, maybe not achieving what they wanted to achieve because the time frame's been so short, or social stresses, work circumstances, whatever it may be, like things get in the way. And then afterwards they're like, yeah, not a fan of the gym. Because they made themselves sick of it. Not a fan of health and fitness. So yeah, I really like that. I'm probably gonna get that book if I'm honest. I like that. So yeah. So my next question for you would be, with regards to your health and fitness now, how far do you feel you have come? Like if you could try and pinpoint you at your worst and then you at your best, like what kind of physical differences have you noticed, mental differences, just confidence differences?
I think the biggest one is confidence, being comfortable with what I look like and who I am. Yeah. Whereas before it's like, but you don't necessarily know that you're not confident. Like, I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does. It's like you're now this different person that's probably doing things that you maybe would have not considered doing before. Like I get that.
But yeah, so I'm generally just more comfortable in my skin, I'd say. Yeah.
So you on your worst day pre-health and exercise and signing up to like coaching and stuff, try and give me an idea of maybe how you would have felt if someone said to you like, hey, let's go to the pub, let's go sit and socialise with a room full of other people, or let's go climb this hill. Because you do a lot of exercise now out with the gym because of your job.
100%. So, and yeah, climbing hills is something I've only gotten into in the past few years because I'm fit enough now that it's enjoyable. Whereas before the thought of climbing a hill, I'd be like, hell no, it's going to be tough and sweaty and horrible. Oh, hell no. But now I'm at a level of physical fitness where it's like I can enjoy it. It'll still be a challenge and I'll still work up a sweat, but it's good fun and I can do it at a relatively good pace. And it's just the little things that you worry about, but now I don't even think about, like going swimming and stuff and all that sort of stuff where you worry that you might have a bit of a tummy or something. Whereas now I'm not so worried. But I think it's also finding the right gym environment as well, because I went to not a lot of gyms, but I've been to a few gyms where it's like quite intimidating and there's big massive guys in the weight session and it's all a bit uncomfortable. So I think it is a unique environment here as well, where it is very different and not more welcoming and more laid back and more relaxed. And so I wouldn't have stuck at it if it wasn't as well just the environment that you've built in here.
But that's the thing, it's not been me. Like I'm just coming in and coaching people, and then all of a sudden people start chatting to each other, and it's like, I've said this quite a few times recently, and then in the last year organically, like you guys have literally just started networking. And it maybe does come down to like signing people up to High Roxes or convince people to do High Roxes, but something's happened and it's not been my doing. It's actually been you guys. Like I'm sitting on the computer doing my computer work now and again, and people are just meeting up at the door. And I'm like, hey, how's it going? And they're like, oh, we're just meeting up to go for a coffee. I'm like, that's fucking lovely. And it makes life so much easier for all the other members that are coming in. And the networking has just yeah, there's been a massive improvement with that. And it's not just like I'm allocated for an hour on the gym floor, work with that client, move on to the next one. They're just saying, oh, hi. Like, they're walking past each other. It's like people are actually catching up, meeting up, having a good time. It's great.
And what about you? What was your origin story, as it were, into how did you get here with Tough Cookie Fitness, and what spurred you on to do what you're doing now?
So, it's quite a long one.
We've got time.
So my personal experience with like exercise has always been like playing sports. And then we moved house when I was like quite young. So we moved from like one side of Cool just round to a different side of Cool, and there was a notice board outside the co-op, and my dad went to the shop one day and he went to the notice board because it was like the community notice board, like what's going on, and it was like a poster for take your kids to rugby, like minis rugby on a Saturday morning. So I went along to that. My dad took me along, and to be honest with you, I didn't really enjoy rugby to start with. I used to just stand in the pitch with my hands in my pockets, just like walking about. And then like he was just really consistent with that with me, so that became part of my life, like 3 times a week going to rugby, and I really enjoyed it. So running about, tackling, all that kind of physical stuff, that was great. And I've always been quite tall and lean. I've never been overweight per se. I've definitely been fluffy now and again, but I've never been like that end. And so it's always just been part of who I am, sports, exercise. Then I got to about 15 years old, and I remember that you could join the first team as soon as you turned 16. Like, so these guys were like, I was like one of the bigger guys in the young team, but then I was going to be the smallest guy in the big guys team. And there was a massive hit to my confidence with that. And a guy called Ian Smith was in the first team, and he was doing strongman stuff, and he took me under his wing, and he basically said like, come on, let's train from here. And it was at like his garage. And I went in and I remember doing bench press, and it was like the empty bar, so like a 20 kilo bar. And I was like, fucking hell, that's really heavy, like wobbling all over the place. Probably only managed like 4 or 5 reps. I don't know, I can't remember. And then the following week, nothing really changed. My diet was still the same, or maybe I was a bit more motivated to look at eating cleaner and stuff. Rugby training was still the same, but I went back in, and then all of a sudden there was like small plates in the bar, and I'm like, oh my God, this is easy. I can really make progress. Like that was huge to me, and my confidence went through the roof. Now, I did not get any stronger. I did not get any bigger in that week, but it was just like the mindset going into it. Like, I've done it now. I've done it once. I can definitely do it again, but that again was a little bit heavier. So I was really confident with that, and then turned 16, joined the first team, and yeah, that's how it started, lifting weights for me, and going to the gym and exercising. Then 16, you can kind of go to the gym anyway. So then I started going to the gym regularly, or like I was going to the gym regularly prior to that after I met Ian, but I wasn't allowed. So I kept going in, doing a bit of weights, then getting chucked out. Me and my mates, and then turned 16, could go to the gym properly, and it just became part of my life. I was training maybe 3 to 5 times a week, not doing it properly, but like going in and training anyway. Probably just like all chest, all arms. And then, yeah, it's just always been a part of my life. And the story basically is like I went in, met him once in his garage and lifted weights, and then the next week I went in and I was lifting a bit heavier, and the confidence that instilled in me, I was kind of like, that's phenomenal. Yeah. And then I think naturally I have a bit of a like kind of leadership part of my personality, so whenever I would take my mates to the gym, I would kind of try and show them or explain to them my understanding of what I was doing. So that was like natural to me as well. Moved to Glasgow, hired a coach for the first time, and had proper structured training and nutrition, which was really stressful, like unbelievable, like weighing food out for the first time and like checking in with this guy and filling in all this information. But I ended up getting results with that, and then it just kind of took off from there. I realised that I've hired a coach, I kind of want to do what he's doing. So went away and studied for a bit, and then dialed in my understanding of what it is I'm trying to do, got my qualifications, and then wanted to try and help people with gaining that confidence that I gained. Yeah. In like one exercise a week apart. I was like, oh my God, I feel amazing. So I kind of wanted to give that to other people, and I think that is what I do here.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I was chatting to a new client this morning who has come into the gym for the first time, an online client, but she's come to use the gym, so we're networking a wee bit. And she was like, oh, I'm really nervous, I'm really scared, like, oh my God, this is quite overwhelming. And I said, don't stress. And I shouted over Shona, I was like, Shona, come here. Had you ever done anything like this before you signed up to me and locked it? She was like, nope. And I was like, Look at her. She's like wearing the Tough Cookie kit, she's wearing squat shoes, she's doing cleans in the background, she's like just absolutely bossing this workout that she's evolved into over the last 3-4 years. And she was like, oh, that makes me feel so much better. So that was good, it's nice. Seeing people become confident in this environment, doing new things. When you started doing Olympic lifting for a wee bit,
Yeah.
and that you'd never done that before,
Never.
and you got really good at it.
Enjoyed that. Yeah.
Then you hurt yourself.
Then I hurt myself. And here we are.
Here we are. So that's my story. That's my origin story. Yeah, I think
Amazing, yeah.
exercise is for everyone, and I think a lot of people don't exercise because they don't have the confidence.
Yeah.
Well, my story's all about like how I got confident. So just give yourself a chance, get into a gym, try something, and see how you feel after it, and try it again, see how you feel after it again, see if there's any progress there. More often than not, there is. So yeah.
I think also though, like it takes a bit of time as well. Like if you are out of shape, it's taken a good few years to get out of shape, so it's going to take a while to get back into shape. So it's having the patience in the beginning as well to just stick with it, and it will, yeah. If you keep going to the gym, if you keep watching what you eat, it will get easier.
Yeah. I've spoken to a few clients in the past that signed up and they were maybe lacking that patience. They're still here and they're doing really well, so that's good. And I explained to them, like, well, you were born, you were a kid for long enough, and then all of a sudden you became an adult and you got to make your own decisions. So from that day to now, you've made all the wrong decisions effectively. So you're effectively walking the wrong direction from where you're trying to be for so many weeks, months and years. You've finally got to the end of that wrong direction, realised that, oh, maybe this is the wrong way. I'm now unhealthy, sluggish, overweight, unhealthy. Shit, I kind of want to be the opposite of all these things. But now you've got to turn around and walk back to that set point that you started making the wrong decisions and then start seeing really big progress. The good thing about that though is, it does take a wee while to get out of shape and overweight and all these things with additional body fat. But if you really do just try and focus on like this becoming part of your lifestyle, you can actually get back to that set point and start making progress pretty quickly. Yeah, so don't think that you have to spend another 10 years getting back in shape. I mean, you can get back in shape pretty quickly. I mean, if you've been doing all the wrong things for 5 years, you could be in phenomenal shape in 12 months.
Yeah.
So don't stop.
There you go.
Now let's fucking fire one more in. Let's give the people what they want.
Okay.
Some like, right, Callum.
Yes.
Seen this on TikTok. If you could find out the exact moment that you were going to die, and there's nothing you can do to change it, would you want to know?
No.
Why?
Because I think that would just make me paranoid and anxious.
But you're going to die anyway.
I know. But at least I can just live each day as it comes, not knowing, you know. Whereas if you've got a deadline, you know, then you've got a deadline, you've got to fit stuff in and worry about stuff, you know. I think I'd be worrying about that day. Whereas not knowing and just living each day as it is.
It's interesting you've got that answer because mine's the complete opposite. I think, I'm quite stoic. I think whether I know or don't know, my life won't change. Yeah. I think if I did know, I would definitely do a lot more and not be as reserved. I think, like you as well, I think, like, naturally we're quite nice people. So I don't think I would just turn into a dickhead and just start, like, drink, drugs, killing people, robbing shops. Like, I don't think I wouldn't do that. I don't think I would find enjoyment doing that kind of stuff, getting close to the day I die. So I'm not worried about that. So I think I would like to know, simply because, I mean, if you're on the fence about doing something, just do it. Like, there's no more being on the fence if you know when you're gonna die. You're gonna start making definitive decisions, aren't you? Like, Daisy, do you want to book this last minute holiday? Yes, let's book that last minute holiday and let's upgrade and let's just fucking go for it. Whereas now, oh, I don't know, I mean, like, we've got the wedding coming up, like, got to consider finances, all these kind of things. Nah, let's book it. Do you not think?
I guess.
Are you on the fence about most decisions in life? Big, small, whatever, you're just quite chilled and laid back, aren't you?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm chilled and laid back. I don't think anyone that knew me would describe me as chilled and laid back.
Chilled and laid back.
But I think in general, like, nothing's guaranteed anyway. So like, I guess if you knew when you were going to die, you then got that guarantee. So it's a bit of freedom there and not worrying about it. Whereas right now, you know, you can die tomorrow, or, you know.
Christ, imagine you found out it was tomorrow. Nah, I would only want to find out if it was in like a few years. Like, if it was any shorter than 12 months, I wouldn't want to know.
Yeah.
Any 12 months plus, I'd be like, go on, tell me. And I instantly would not be on the fence about any decision. I would just like, yes for that, no for that. I'd just start making better decisions, boom, in the moment.
But if I wanted to be completely stoic, I think I would say we should be doing that anyway.
That's the issue.
Living each day is amazing.
I know, so that question is the exact same as having that kind of my life in weeks calendar. And I look at that, I was actually thinking about updating that with different colours, different timelines. But anyway, that does give me a sense of urgency, but I'm hoping that I'm close to the 90 to 100 year mark. Like,
It gives me a sense of anxiety.
does it? I love it. I don't want to run away from that ever. Like when I first seen it online, I was like, oh shit, get off my screen right now. Like, it freaked me out. Because you can actually see.
Can we take it off the wall and show the camera?
Yeah, just lift it and it'll come up.
This is what we're talking about.
So basically all these black dots have come filled in from when I bought it. And I think I bought it and I was 26, almost turning 27. Thereafter, I've been filling in the black dots myself. Each white square represents 1 week, and that is 100 years and weeks. Lift it up. That is 100 years and weeks. So, if you fill it into the very end, you've done very well and you've lived to 100. If you stop filling it in before then, chances are you've either forgotten or died. So, I just think I bought that just after I lost my dad, and it really freaked me out to start with, because I was like, oh god, I don't like that, because it is effectively a doomsday clock, innit? But I then went back to it and bought it because I wanted to have more of a sense of urgency, like, no, be definitive, make these decisions. But it doesn't really do that anymore. I'm now just a bit too busy being a dad and running a business and all sorts, yeah. That, I feel like I need the actual digital clock floating above my head. That constant reminder. But anyway, on that negative note, I find that quite positive. Yeah, I found that quite positive. I like that stuff. I think that everyone needs to be more definitive and be more stoic and realise that the inevitable end is going to happen at some point, and do it now.
There you go. Use your time.
Use your time. Use it wisely.
We'll finish there. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully that's been interesting and you've enjoyed that. We will catch you next week with the Battle for Cancer video, where you'll get to see the highlights and the behind the scenes of that. But until then, stay safe and we'll catch you later.
Be decisive.